Have you ever imagined waking up to bulldozers rolling toward land your family has owned for generations? That's exactly what happened to me, and what started as an ordinary Monday turned into the biggest legal fight our town had ever seen. My name is Daniel, and my family has lived on our 90-year-old farm longer than anyone else in the county. My grandfather bought the property in 1936 after returning from military service. Every fence, every fruit tree, every barn post had a story behind it. We weren't rich, but the farm had always provided enough to keep our family together. Everything changed when a luxury housing development was built next to our property. The neighborhood soon formed an HOA that promised beautiful landscaping, modern amenities, and rising property values. Since our farm bordered the subdivision, the HOA president insisted our land was part of a future community green space, mentioned in an old promotional brochure. I laughed at first because I had the deed proving our ownership. But within weeks, the HOA installed signs reading, "Future Community Park," on my property while I was away delivering produce. They hired contractors to measure my fields without permission and even mailed notices claiming I was illegally farming on community land. Neighbors who had known my family for years suddenly questioned whether we actually owned the property because the HOA spoke so confidently. My crops were damaged when survey crews drove heavy trucks across freshly planted rows. They claimed they had authorization from county planners, yet no one could show me an official document. I hired an attorney, but the HOA's legal team delayed every hearing while continuing construction plans. They even announced a grand opening ceremony for the park despite never buying my land. Then my elderly aunt remembered something my grandfather had hidden decades earlier. Inside an old cedar chest wrapped in oilcloth was the original handwritten deed, complete with the county surveyor's wax seal and detailed boundary sketches that matched stone markers still buried beneath the soil. A professional survey uncovered every marker exactly where the deed described them. County officials realized the HOA had relied entirely on a marketing brochure rather than actual property records. The so-called green space existed only in a developer's early concept drawing that had never been legally approved. The court immediately halted construction, ordered every sign removed, and required the HOA to restore my damaged fields. They paid for destroyed crops, repaired irrigation systems, and reimbursed every legal expense. The HOA president resigned after residents discovered thousands of dollars had been spent pursuing land the association never owned. Today the farm is still producing crops, and every harvest reminds me that paperwork matters, history matters, and sometimes the oldest document in the house can defeat the newest and most expensive legal team.